Oh, hey, thanks for joining me. Torley with Pod Farm from Line 6. Now, I'm familiar with these devices in this storied history for a while. They gained fame from being able to emulate historical, this is pretty cool with the UI, different amps and cabinets, speakers throughout time and put them into a little electronic device. And now you can get that powered in software. What's especially neat is right now, during the month of September 2009, Line 6 is offering this for free. Ooh, if you have, there's always a catch. That's why I scratch my nose, so you know I'm lying. Lying about telling the truth or telling the truth about lying. Whatever. It's free if you have an iLok dongle. You'd need to have this. Notice this is authorized device. And as much as I don't like dongles, well, hey, gotta get while the getting's good. So it's a really nice UI. And I know this goes head to head with another plugin called Cabinet, which is the cut down version of, I can just pull it up here. I have it open. Speakerphone, which just emulates like the cabinet section mainly, with a very different UI. But I thought this is free and it's cool. And even though I have Guitar Rig from Native Instruments, which is part of their complete package as well, I thought I wanted to try it out because this looks quite full featured. It's not cut down. And so there's a lot of presets now, date and modified. I'm not sure how handy that is unless you're making a bunch of them. I wish it had, well, you can put notes, but I wish it did have a column for, let me right click and I see. Oh, okay, they do have more. Pickup style. I guess style would be part of it. I can look here. Okay. There we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. That would have come in handy. So if I'm going to drag this, it's a bit iffy. And I like the colors. Kind of reminds me of the old amber displays on classic IBM PCs before there were compatibles or during that time. And of course you can dial in different settings. Clicking on one will bring a close-up. And it's nice. You can look very closely and there's wear and tear, there's stains. Makes you feel closer to it. Some people argue that's not the most practical thing. But of course, what is practicality when you feel that you're being musical? If something's character imbues you with a greater sense of exploration, I think that's a big test. So you have a bunch of other ones here. Let's go ahead. And I'm going to first play a dry signal. So this is not on yet. That's a Les Paul lead from the Goliath East to West Quantum Leap series. And when I turn this on now, so I don't like how they sound dry. It's kind of fakey that way. Even if you try to play it, not too convincing, but I'm going to pipe it through here. And some reverb would come in handy too, it's true. But let's go ahead and wow, this is really nice. These are cool, I didn't notice these before. Little pedals. Hey, is that a tribute to Clockwork Orange? I thought the font or something was the triangle. But it's very neat how they all come scrolling through the lines of history. Let's play with some presets. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess there's some that are not in here, perhaps, that are in a full version. I'm not sure. I haven't determined that yet. Which in fact makes this a cut down version, but it still has a lot going on. Or maybe it's just disabled. I mean, as in a bypass switch. That's not very helpful, see. It tells me it's, okay. Whatever. That's not entirely intuitive. So 1 mark against it there. You'll rule the day. With shredding style like that. Let's see what this is. Presumably these are like American Idiot, if they're named after songs, like Green Day song. Well, that's nice. And I want to actually have a reverb. So you're not going to see this. It's actually my other monitor. I'm going to turn on a reverb though. There we go. Although That might color the sound too much because we want to show off this. Let's see. But there are a lot. Oh, that had its own color. Medium hall. I'm going to revisit that in a bit. Let's see here. Bonus points if you can tell me where that comes from. And there are some with controversial names like cocaine. Let me actually switch the lead sound to, let me go back to the browser again. You're not seeing this, my apologies. But I could pull it on screen, so there you go. Just make it nice and simple. And I'm gonna put it through the, actually, since that's part of RAW, it takes knowledge of your instruments. America plucked Washburn guitar, Washburn life. Okay, I think that's the one. Or one of them. This one's really nice. Okay. See? I was telling the truth. I like to have a sound that it's rooted in reality but flies off. And you know how much I like to apply to piano sounds, but I wonder if this is named after the Tori Amos song. And a comparison gain. So here's the dry signal. Okay, it's nice by itself. But with the Pod Farm, El Mariachi. Presume I can drag and drop devices in a different order. I thought I would be able to do that. There's got to be some way. Panel, gear, yes, but... So there are some interface quirks. Maybe there is a way to do that. But I like this when I capture my very first reactions using something on film. Well, that's funny. But that's kind of a clip art looking light bulb. Good gosh, they could have picked a better one. Adds character. I like the pitch instability. That's a winner. So now my prerogative is to mark it as a favorite. I don't see an easy way to do that though, like with some other libraries, but at least we know. I do wish to, okay, it shows a name there, but I wish it highlighted. It says, well, this is what you really got. I guess this is stereo processing. 98 BPM. It's funny, turn a picked acoustic guitar into this demon. controlling pitch there. Expressivity. Although I wish I had a ribbon strip, that would have made it easier. Okay, let's try something crazy. Let's load a choir into there. One of those Voices of Passion ones that I also did earlier. And let's load America Master. So this is an approximation of what a human might sound like. Of course, I could do my voice too, but not for this time. So there's more to share. Slap vocal. Not much of a change there. I think that's one of the defining answers to the question. How do I make something sound like rock, electric, distorted guitar? Well, just process it. It's not so much the guitar itself, but putting it through stacks of stuff like this. I philosophize often. I wish I could... Yeah, double clicking did work. It was a bit fiddly though. See, I'm like, can I change the... whatever. That's interesting. So it can come in handy for a sound design like that. And it's probably cool if you throw some drums on it. Let me show you. I'm going to get out Storm Drum. There is apparently a kit which allegedly is the same one Metallica used at one point. The black kit. And it's not the full version as in Ministry of Rock, which I don't have. You can see the player interface for it. Let me just take that away. So that sounds nasty, very industrial. So off, dry, with reverb, and put this on. It's serious aggro. I love big, heavy toms like that. Come on, load. It's a bit fiddly and double clicking. Ugh. There. I could go on and on like that. That's how my studio sessions tend to go. But I think... Oh, that was meant to be a rim shot, like...